What's up guys, welcome back my YouTube channel. I will telling about top 4 ultra rare coin. The 1979 Canada 5-cent coin is a small yet significant piece of Canadian numismatic history. Known commonly as the Canadian nickel, this coin carries a design that has become iconic across generations. The 1979 issue belongs to a period when Canadian coinage was transitioning in design consistency and minting quality, making it an interesting collectible for both beginners and seasoned coin enthusiasts. The obverse of the 1979 5-cent coin features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait, used on Canadian coinage from 1965 to 1989, shows the Queen wearing a tiara and facing right. It represents a youthful and elegant depiction of the monarch, and many collectors appreciate this version for its clean and classic look. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions, Elizabeth II, and DG Regina, standing for Dei Gratia Regina, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen. This design element reflects Canada's long-standing ties to the British monarchy and preserves a sense of tradition in its coins. On the reverse side of the coin, the iconic beaver design takes center stage. Created by G. E. Kruger Gray, this artwork has become one of the most recognizable symbols in Canadian coinage. The beaver, an animal deeply connected to Canada's early fur trade history, rests on a log in a calm and detailed scene. Above the beaver is the word Canada, while below it appears the denomination 5 cents and the year 1979. The simplicity and heritage embedded in this design make it a favorite among collectors. The 1979 5-cent coin was struck in nickel, with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters and a weight of 4.54 grams. These specifications remain standard for many years, contributing to the durability and distinctive feel of the Canadian nickel. Because millions of these coins were produced, they are generally easy to find, but their condition plays a major role in determining value. In circulated condition, a 1979 Canada 5-cent coin typically holds a value of around face value to $1, depending on wear. Coins with scratches, discoloration, or heavy circulation marks remain common. However, uncirculated examples or coins graded in mint state condition can be worth more. A sharply struck coin with full details, clean surfaces, and strong luster can range from $2 to $10, and higher graded pieces certified by professional grading companies may reach even more. Collectors often seek coins with minimal imperfections, original mint luster, and strong eye appeal. Additionally, coins found in original mint sets from 1979 tend to be in better condition and are more desirable. Errors such as die cracks, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws also add collectible interest and can increase value. The 1979 Canada 5-cent coin remains a nostalgic keepsake for many Canadians and a worthy find for coin collectors around the world. Its classic beaver design, historical symbolism, and potential value in higher grades make it an attractive piece to include in a growing coin collection. Whether discovered in pocket change or purchased from a dealer, the 1979 nickel represents a small but meaningful piece of Canada's rich numismatic story. Next coin. The 2006 Canada 5-cent coin is a small piece of modern Canadian currency, yet it carries a rich history that stretches back more than a century. Known simply as the Canadian nickel, this coin continues the long tradition of featuring one of Canada's most iconic animals, the beaver, and an elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. In today's video, we explore the story, design, and value of the 2006 Canada 5-cent coin. The Canadian 5-cent coin was first introduced in 1922, replacing the earlier silver nickel with a new copper-nickel composition. Over the decades, the design evolved, but the beaver remained a signature symbol of Canadian heritage. By 2006, the coin had taken on the familiar look Canadians know today, with its classic imagery and durable multiply steel construction. On the obverse of the 2006 coin, you will find the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrait, created by artist Susanna Blunt, shows the Queen without a crown, giving a more modern and approachable appearance. It has been in use since 2003 and represents the Queen in her later reign. Above the portrait appear the inscriptions, Elizabeth II, and D.G. Regina, which is Latin for, by the grace of God, Queen. Flipping to the reverse side, the main feature is the well-known beaver sitting atop a rock in the water. This design was created by Canadian artist G. E. Kruger Gray and first appeared in 1937. Surrounding the central image are the words, Canada, the denomination, 5 cents, and the year, 2006. The reverse design reflects Canada's wildlife, natural beauty, and long cultural connection to the beaver, an animal that played a major part in the country's early fur trade history. The 2006 5-cent coin was struck by the Royal Canadian Mint using a multiply-plated steel composition, making it durable and resistant to corrosion. These coins were made for circulation, and millions were produced, which means the coin is common and easy to find today. When it comes to value, the 2006 Canada 5-cent coin in normal circulated condition is generally worth its face value of 5 cents. Because so many were minted, most examples do not carry any additional premium. However, uncirculated or mint state coins, especially those with a brilliant or lustrous finish, can be worth a bit more to collectors. In higher grades such as MS-65 or MS-66, they may sell for around $1 to $3 depending on condition and market interest. There are also special versions of the 2006 nickel, such as those from collector sets issued by the Royal Canadian Mint. These have sharper details and a more attractive finish, and they can be more desirable to collectors. Coins with errors, such as misstrikes or off-center designs, may also bring higher prices if found. Although the 2006 Canada 5-cent coin may not be rare, it remains an important piece of Canada's modern coinage history. It reflects the country's identity and artistic tradition while reminding us of the value of everyday coins. For collectors, it serves as a nice addition to a modern Canadian coin set, especially in high-grade condition. Next coin. The 2007 Canada 5-cent coin is a familiar piece of Canadian pocket change, yet behind its small size lies a fascinating story of national identity, iconic design, and collector interest. This coin, often called the Canadian nickel, continues a long tradition that began more than a century ago. The 2007 issue reflects both the heritage and the modern era of Canadian coinage. On the obverse of the 2007 nickel is the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Canadian artist Susanna Blunt. This portrait has been used on Canadian coins since 2003 and is notable for its clean, modern look. Unlike previous portraits of the Queen, Blunt's design shows her without a crown, giving the coin a more contemporary and approachable style. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions, Elizabeth II, and D.G. Regina, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen. This side of the coin symbolizes Canada's constitutional monarchy and the deep historical ties to the British Crown. Turning to the reverse side, you see the iconic image of a North American beaver sitting on a rock. This design has been used on the Canadian nickel since 1937 and was created by artist G. E. Kruger Gray. The beaver is an important national symbol, linked to the early fur trade that played a major role in shaping Canada's economy and development. Above the beaver is the word Canada, and below it, the denomination 5 cents, along with the year 2007. Together, these elements form one of the most recognizable and beloved coin designs in the world. The 2007 5-cent coin was struck by the Royal Canadian Mint using a multiply-plated steel composition. This means the coin is made from layers of nickel and copper over a steel core. This composition was introduced to reduce production costs while keeping the appearance and durability of earlier nickel-based coins. The coin weighs 3.95 grams and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, maintaining the standard specifications used in modern Canadian nickels. When it comes to value, most 2007 Canada 5-cent coins remain common in circulation. Because millions were produced, a circulated example typically holds a value equal to its face value, 5 cents. However, uncirculated or mint state pieces can attract the attention of collectors. A coin in brilliant uncirculated or mint state condition, especially one with strong luster and no marks, can be worth around $1 to $2. Higher-grade certified examples, such as MS-65 or better, may sell for slightly more depending on demand. Special collector interest also exists for coins with striking errors or unusual features. A 2007 nickel with a die crack, off-center strike, or other minting anomaly can be worth significantly more, sometimes ranging from a few dollars to over $20 depending on rarity and severity. These error coins are uncommon but can be exciting discoveries for collectors. The 2007 Canada 5-cent coin represents a blend of heritage, artistry, and everyday usefulness. Whether found in a coin jar, change pocket, or collector's album, it tells a story of Canadian identity, from the beaver that built the nation's trading past to the portrait of a monarch whose image has appeared on Canadian coins for decades. For collectors and enthusiasts, this simple nickel remains a small yet meaningful piece of history. Next coin. The 2013 Canada 5-cent coin is a small piece of modern Canadian currency that carries more history and meaning than most people realize. Even though it is a recent coin, the design and symbolism behind it trace back more than a century. The 5-cent denomination has been part of Canadian coinage since the late 1800s, and the 2013 issue continues that long tradition while representing Canada's identity, culture, and history. The first thing collectors notice on the 2013 nickel is the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrait, designed by Canadian artist Susanna Blunt, has been used on Canadian coins since 2003. It is known for its more natural and mature appearance of the Queen, without the crown. This makes it different from earlier portraits that showed her in royal regalia. The inscription surrounding the portrait includes Elizabeth II and D.G. Regina, which stands for De Gratia Regina, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen. This portrait connects the coin to Canada's constitutional monarchy and the country's long-standing relationship with the British Crown. On the reverse of the coin, collectors will find the iconic beaver sitting on a rock. This design, created by artist G. E. Kruger Gray, has been featured on the Canadian nickel since 1937. The beaver is one of Canada's most recognized national symbols because of its major role in the early fur trade, which shaped the country's economy and settlement patterns. The animal represents hard work, determination, and the rugged natural environment of Canada. The reverse also features the word Canada, the year 2013, and the coin's denomination written as 5 cents. The 2013 nickel is made of steel with nickel plating, giving it a shiny silver appearance. This change to steel composition was introduced to reduce production costs while maintaining durability. Even though the coin feels light and simple, it reflects modern minting technology and the Royal Canadian Mint's focus on efficiency. In terms of collectible value, the 2013 5-cent coin is considered a common modern circulation coin. It was produced in large quantities and is easy to find in everyday pocket change. Because of this, most circulated examples are worth only their face value of 5 cents. However, uncirculated or high-grade mint state coins can be more desirable to collectors. Coins that are still bright, shiny, and free from scratches or wear may be valued slightly higher, especially if they are part of a complete modern Canadian coin collection. Special sets produced by the Royal Canadian Mint, such as proof or specimen sets from 2013, also include premium quality versions of the 5-cent coin. These coins have a sharper strike and smoother finish, making them more appealing to numismatists. While their value is not extremely high, they hold more significance for collectors who appreciate quality and craftsmanship. Overall, the 2013 Canada 5-cent coin represents a blend of Canadian tradition, national symbolism, and modern minting. Its design is timeless, its history is meaningful, and its place in Canadian currency is secure. For collectors, it serves as a reminder that even the simplest coins tell a story worth exploring. Okay guys, goodbye.